Hello, my name is Flor Kalama, and I will be discussing 3D printing and how it's currently being used to create makeshift coral reefs. 3D printing is being used for multiple purposes such as making prosthetic hands, manufacturing, and many more other useful ways. Included in these many uses, 3D printing has been used to make artificial coral reef structures. The way in which these makeshift corals are created is all due to a technological wonder known as the 3D printer. The 3D printer uses a process of making three-dimensional solid objects from a digital file. The object created using this printer is due to additive processes. This process is described as creating several successive layers of material, and once completed, these layers can be detected as they are thinly sliced horizontal cross-sections in the object. You may ask yourself, why do coral reefs need 3D printing? I'm going to start off by explaining a little bit about what corals are and the dangers that are affecting them at this moment in time. Corals are living organisms that are composed of thousands of little polyps, which are invertebrates. Corals are important for as they serve as natural barriers for storms, and they also provide shelter and habitat for marine life. These corals have a symbiotic relationship with the algae that live on them, called zooxanthellae. Coral skeletons themselves do not possess color. It is the zooxanthellae that live in the polyps that provide the coral with the array of colors that the public sees. With the recent steep rise in global warming, these zooxanthellae algae are leaving the coral polyps and therefore causing the corals to look bleached, as the coral skeletons are white and the corals themselves clear without the algae for the color. This new technology has already been tested out. The structures were built in Australia by the Reef Design Lab. Then they were transported to the Maldives and released, and they are currently sitting at 7 meters below the surface. 3D printing has made it possible to create artificial coral reefs. The way in which these coral reef structures are made is by printing an outline of the structure using a 3D printer and then replicating it with a ceramic mold, which is later filled with marine concrete and steel rebar. They are then dropped into the ocean, and the way in which they are supposed to work is that free-floating corals will find these structures and attach themselves to them. From there on, these coral polyps will expand and grow all over the structures in order to create a fully functioning coral reef. The goal for these coral reefs is that they will attract marine life and that they will make this their home, and so a new natural reef will grow from the artificial seed material. The creator and designer of these reefs is called Alex Goad. He works together with Reef Design Lab in order to make the dream of these artificial reefs a reality. They are working together with Summer Island in the Maldives to try and foster a culture of innovation. A recent video made by Steven Johnson outlines where good ideas come from. He mentioned that many ideas are based around a purpose. Reef Design Lab had a transcendent purpose to aid in the plight to improve the conditions of corals and to minimize the effects of coral bleaching in the world, and so they built these makeshift reefs. In a short clip made by the RSA, they describe the ways in which people are motivated. In this case, Alex Goad was motivated and inspired to create these reefs as he spent most of his life living by the ocean and saw firsthand the effects of pollution, tourism, and global warming on the coral reefs.